Hey everybody, happy Friday. I hope it's going great, and I hope if it's not going great, it's about to get better because we're gonna watch some awesome juggling videos like we do every Friday. So welcome, and it's gonna be a good time. I've got some really cool and unique juggling videos to show you this week, so I'm really excited about it. Also remember to take a moment after you finish this video and go click on those original links and go show the original creators some support so that we can encourage them to keep making more awesome videos. And as always, I'd like to take a second and thank all the members of my Otter Club over on Patreon. It's because of people like you that all of my videos are free for everyone else and that I can make so many, and I really appreciate it. So thanks. And a lot of the videos this week were sent in by a lot of viewers like you, so thank you so much for sending me the videos that you want to see featured on these Feature Fridays. If you have any suggestions of videos you want to see featured, send me an email, taylor@taylortries.com, and include the word video in the subject line, and let me know which videos you want to see. Yeah. All right, let's jump into it. We've got a lot of good stuff. We just gotta dive in. First up, we have a juggler named Emanuel Buried with some cool floor juggling. Starting off simple, one red ball. I'm always a fan of that. Look how pretty this pattern is. Admittedly, I've never tried anything like this. I've seen it a few times, but I have a feeling it's probably a lot harder than it looks, just to keep track of like which ball you're supposed to grab next. But it creates such a beautiful illusion. It's like this boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I really like it. I also really like that the red ball just like stays in the middle and it just goes from hand to hand. And it's the only ball that doesn't touch the ground. It's just really satisfying. Emanuel has a couple different videos exploring this concept, and I find them all really visually satisfying. So make sure you go check out his page and see all the fun floor juggling goodness. I don't even know if that's what it's called, floor juggling. I feel like that's what it should be called. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right, next up we have one of my favorite Instagram accounts. This is from David Mackey. He posts so many great ball juggling videos and I love them all. But this one was a little different and you'll see why. What a pretty weird pattern. He lists the site swap as 6452454, which is in fact correct. I verified with my brain and that is the correct site swap. But there's a few things I really love about the aesthetics of this video. One, it's a beautiful site swap. It's a really unique, weird looking, cool, pretty pattern. Awesome. But then on top of that, he's got this great contrast between this bright green ball being the 6, and he's doing the 6 as an outside throw, which is awesome. And then all the other white balls just doing their mess over on this side of his body, which is so cool. And then the fact that he made the green ball not only green, but also really big, and the rest of the balls are small and white, it just creates such a pretty visual. I always love it when jugglers explore color coding, especially with site swaps, because you can do some amazing stuff. But I rarely see jugglers explore size variations in addition to that color coding. And I just loved this video for that reason. I thought it was great. David's Instagram is one of my favorite Instagrams on the internet, so make sure you go follow his page. You won't be disappointed. If you've seen other Feature Friday videos, you know that every week I like to feature a juggler who is going a little beyond their skill, trying something new that they've never done or that they're still trying to get down. And this week I have a great video from Braden where he's doing some cool 4-ball tricks. Starts off unassuming, just in his living room. And then he just goes into various 4-ball tricks. His 360s look so clean. He's got a lot of great variations with throwing 5-3-4s in there, some 2-up 360s, and at the end he drops with a big smile, which is just my favorite way to end a video, and so I appreciated that. I love that you can tell that Braden just kind of learned a lot of these tricks and he's trying to perfect them, which is important. I think a lot of the people who follow me here on YouTube, a lot of you people, should follow jugglers like Braden who are maybe just like a step above your level, who are working on tricks that you could realistically work on. I meet a lot of jugglers who learn 4 and then immediately want to start learning 5, and they skip all the great 4-ball tricks that there are out there, which I think is a mistake because there are a lot of great 4-ball tricks and they set you up really nicely to learn those more advanced tricks with 5 and 6 and 7 objects. Already in this Instagram post, I can see a bunch of tricks that a lot of people would not think to try. They're fun and they're challenging and they're gonna set Braden up really well to start working on those more advanced tricks. So if you're a juggler who knows how to do 3 balls, has maybe learned 4 and is working on 5, but you haven't learned a lot of 4-ball tricks, go check out Braden because he's got a lot of great stuff he's working on that you should also probably be working on. And you can all get better and it's a great time. Next we have a video from Paris, who is a professional juggler known as the hip hop juggler. He's a long-term friend and just a long-term inspiration for me in his style and the tricks that he works on. And he released a new video recently, and I want to share it with you. It's important. So it's interesting that he starts off this video with his daughter because of what's going on in the world right now with the Black Lives Matter movement and just the inequality that Black Americans are facing in the world. And I think right off the bat, just showing us this very innocent, lovely daughter of his really sets this tone for how important everything he's about to say in this video is. And right off the bat, it starts with a very clear message about this movement right now and how unsafe it is and how unfair it is and how hurtful it is for Black people in America. And I think it's beautiful and powerful that Paris chose to combine that message, which is really important, with his art, which is juggling, and share it with us. So then he gets into the actual juggling, the object manipulation with one basketball, doing some very impressive dribbles and between the legs stuff, all things that I can't do even a little bit. Then he's got two basketballs up in the ante, doing some very impressive under the leg and between the leg dribbles, which is just so hard. And again, I love that every time he brings us in with the juggling, he reminds us of the point of this video. And then back into the awesome juggling with three basketballs, doing some bouncing between the legs. I don't know if any of you have tried to juggle basketballs, but it is definitely not easy. They're so big that they end up colliding really easily, and then on top of that, you end up having to do these very wide patterns. They're quite light and bouncy. Like, you're supposed to dribble them, they're supposed to bounce. So when they do collide even a little bit, they go everywhere. And it's exhausting and hard to practice. So the fact that Paris does not only the bounce dribbling with three balls, but then he also does the up in the air juggling with three basketballs with some head bouncing. I have tried those tricks and I am not good at them. 5 clubs looking great, and he uses those unique clubs that are really shiny. Then we see some torches. We don't see torches a lot in juggling videos, and I'm not really sure why. Probably because it's hard to do tricks like behind the back with torches. It's a lot more intimidating. I wouldn't do that trick. But like I said, Paris is a professional performer and definitely has perfected a lot of these tricks, not only on video, but on stage, which is very impressive. And I really appreciate all the film aspects of this, not only that editing with that important message, every single trick, which I think is great and important and hard to make work, which I think he does, but also the fact that Paris chose to present this video in black and white, which is obviously part of that same message and reinforces that really strongly, and just the locations of everything. He chose to film it in New York on the streets, basically. He starts by leaving his daughter, this very innocent, pure person, in the safety of his home, and he leaves his house and enters this world that is a lot more unsafe for him than it is for a lot of Americans. And I think by choosing to film his video in those public places, it really amplifies that message. I've been juggling for 15 years. I've traveled all over the world for it, and I can count the amount of Black jugglers I've ever met on one hand, Paris being one of them. And I know it's really hard being a female juggler in a sea of male jugglers. I imagine it's also really difficult being a Black juggler in a sea of white jugglers. And honestly, throughout the years, I've talked to Paris about the experiences that he has as a hobby juggler and a professional juggler and how being Black affects that. And even in our community, it's tough. Thanks for sharing your juggling and your message with us, Paris. You're awesome. I didn't show you that entire video, so make sure you go check out the full thing. And you can find Paris on Instagram and YouTube. There's links in the description. All right, we're gonna shift gears and go into a totally different style of juggling, and that is horizontal juggling, where instead of throwing up, you're throwing out. It's incredible, it's beautiful, it's mesmerizing, it looks like magic, and it's incredibly complicated to figure out how to even rig things to do this. So the video I'm about to show you is from Daniel Rosenfeld, and it is magic. Look at how pretty these are. Like, this might be one of my favorite juggling videos I've ever seen. It looks like Harry Potter, it looks magic. I mean, it literally is magic. He is a magician and a juggler, and he combines his skill of magic with that juggling to make a video that is nothing short of magic. Everything about this video is so good. It's so beautifully shot. Glowing orbs with the darker surrounding. You can tell he's a performer, and you can tell he's a good one at that. But then on top of that, the patterns are so beautiful. Oh, I love this one. How they go around him. I mean, they look like fireflies, just flying around him and juggling with him and having a good time. It's so weird that my brain does that. Like, I see them as little pets and he's playing with them. I don't think he sees them that way at all, but they just look like little fireflies. I just think it's magical. It makes me feel like Harry Potter is real. Definitely go check out Daniel's Instagram for more mind-blowing magic and juggling, and hopefully we'll get to see more of this beautiful horizontal juggling from him as well. That's all the videos I have this week. I really hope you enjoyed watching today's episode of Feature Friday. It was really fun getting to share these videos with you this week. Like I said, make sure you take a moment and click on all those original links so that you can go show those original creators some support. It's important, we love it, we want to bring each other up and support and create this great community. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, I'm just rambling. Go click on those links. And if you want to show me some support, obviously you can like this video and subscribe to me here on YouTube if you're not already. That helps me out a lot. And if you want to go that extra mile, you can always become a member of my Patreon, my Otter Club. It's only $2 a month and it really adds up and helps me out. So if you want to do that, there's a link in the description. That's all we have for today, and I'll see you next time. He does a lot of horizontal juggling videos. This is the official symbol of horizontal juggling. This is juggling. This is horizontal juggling. Horizontal juggling! Every time I say it, I do this.